Hi, and welcome to the wildcard edition of the I-Formation. I'm Jeff Gibbons.
And I'm John Moist.
4 games, folks. All down to this now. The first week of the playoffs this week, sadly, we've seen the end of another NFL season. And Black Monday, SpongeBob, no Monday Night Football game. Had a couple of interesting things. We had certainly the completion of the Miami Dolphins meltdown, losing 2 games, combined score of 39-7 over the last 2 weeks, and taking a skip out of the playoffs. But we got to give a shout out to somebody today, and that's Darren, right? Darren Perro. He's been following us, and he's got 40 wins in the last 3 weeks. He's doing pretty good with his picks. And you know what? 3 weeks ago, he picked the San Diego Chargers to get that last playoff.
That's impressive. That's impressive.
So it was pretty good. So that's certainly something. And also, of course, we had the end of the season for the Dallas Cowboys. We're 8-8. We're 8-8. I can go on. We're 8-8. We're 8-8. As a matter of fact, that's the number of playoff wins Tony Romo's had in the last 4 years.
The kings of mediocrity.
Well,
there you go.
Need some changes there. When are we going to finally get to the point where we realize that, you know what, maybe he's just not all that and a bag of chips?
He's definitely not a pressure quarterback. He's fine for the first half of the season.
Yeah, it's. I was expecting, yeah, actually, I heard that he threw in the towel the last week of the season for the back surgery and it got intercepted. Anyway, that's where we are. We're down to 4 games. And you know what? Just had a word with John about this. Guess what? Differing on 3.
3 of 4.
So obviously John's wrong again this week, but we're going to get to that in a moment. Give us a second. We'll be right back with what we see for this week for the wildcard.
Hi, welcome back to the I-Formation. Now we're going to make our picks for wildcard week 1 of the playoffs. And the first game up is Kansas City Chiefs going into Indianapolis to play the Colts. What do you think, Jeff?
It's the only game that's going to be played in a totally closed dome this week on Saturday. And you know what? Picking this one with here, as opposed to, the brawn as opposed to the brains. Because I know what you're all about, man, and your stats, and I'm sure you're going to dazzle me with brilliance. But here's the way I see this. They wouldn't win this game, I don't think, with Peyton Manning playing for them this week. I'm telling you, you're going to see a Kansas City team that defensively puts this team back together, puts this effort back together.
Defensively? What have they been doing lately on defense?
Well, that's right. I'm telling you, this is where it changes. They're going to go in to the closed dome in Lucas Oil, and they're going to beat them. If the Chiefs' D shows up the way they played earlier in this season, they beat the Indianapolis Colts by 10 points.
And there's the problem.
Oh, here we go.
There's the problem.
The fly in the ointment.
The Chiefs have not been playing defense the way they were earlier in the season. Not to mention Tom Bahali might be out for this one. And in the last, let's see what I wrote down here. Last 3 games, they are giving up 47% on third down conversions to their opponents. While Indianapolis, out of 37 third down conversion attempts, they have given up 9. So Indianapolis third down efficiency, 20%. The defense giving up 20%. 1 in 5 times.
You're making the assumption, though, that we're going to have those 3rd and longs, which cause the problems. But you know what? They're going to have to stop Jamaal Charles on the ground. We'll see. We'll see how good that is.
Over a period of 3 games against NFL teams, and you're allowing them to convert on third down 1 in 5 times over a period of 3 games. That's some great defense. And I think they're really picking it up this week.
It all depends. It all depends on how long that third down conversion is. We'll agree to disagree on this.
And Kansas City, I just don't think is playing as well as the Colts are right now.
Jamaal Charles runs for 150 yards in this game and 2 rushing touchdowns. You heard it here, folks.
Okay, but they'll still lose.
When you're busy working out your abacus on how many of these third down conversions.
Not to mention the fact that they got 11 sacks and 5 interceptions.
When you got Jamaal Charles running the ground at 4.9 yards per carry, you don't need third down.
We'll see.
That's where we are.
Indy beat him a couple of weeks ago, by the way.
That's right. Yeah. And this is the rubber match. Next, we got the Saints going into Philadelphia to play the Eagles. Chip Kelly's Eagles. And you don't like this one either.
No, I don't.
Tell me what you think.
What do I think? I think that the Saints are going up against a Philadelphia defense. As you know, we talked about them last week and said they're only giving up about 21 points a game. but it's their run defense that has been doing well. The run defense has given up maybe 75, 80 yards per game over the last little while, so the run defense is doing great. However, their pass defense, over their past 4 games, has given up 330 yards in the air per game on average. Their pass defense is still not all that. They're going up against Drew Brees and a high-powered passing offense in the New Orleans Saints. And I do agree that this one could go either way. All depends. It's going to be a game, of course, that's decided by turnovers, just like every other. But I think that the Saints, because of Philadelphia's weakness on pass defense, I think that the Saints can get this one done.
I think for Drew Brees to be effective against this Philadelphia defense, he's going to have to establish the run. And I think that if he doesn't establish the run, they're going to have trouble out of it. Right from the pocket, right from the get-go. I think that LaShawn McCoy, the best defense you can have against the New Orleans Saints, is a good offense that's going to chew the clock up, manage the clock. Okay. And I think McCoy keeps his ball on the ground, does what he yards after carry or after catch, runs the ball, catches the ball. If McCoy has a big game, I say Philadelphia by a touchdown.
I think McCoy is going to have a big game, but I think that the Saints are going to have a couple of key long plays that are going to end up winning the game for them. Say a couple of 50-yarders, maybe one out there to Colston or something like that. And this is going to make the difference in the game.
Well, it's going to be fun to watch one way or the other.
Certainly.
Next, we got the Chargers in Cincinnati to play the Bengals. And this is going to be a tough game all around for both of these teams, I think. You've got the San Diego Chargers, who Phillip Rivers had a career year this year.
Oh, yeah.
Not a fan, but you know what? I got to respect what the guy handled. Mm-hmm. And I think we're going to look at San Diego to surprise the Bengals at home and keep this closer. Because if you said this earlier in the season about playing Cincinnati at home, tough team at home. And I think that at the end of the day, though, this is going to be one of those 3 venues where cold is going to be a factor. And I think that's going to wear down the Chargers. I think that defensively, at the end of the day, the Bengals are going to be, the difference is going to be the cold, the home field, and the defense.
It's the defense that's the big difference there. And I was looking at something today, Jeff, and I was surprised at such a big number here. But Cincinnati is 8-0, as we know. They're undefeated at home this season. But did you know that their average margin of victory at home this year has been 17.5 points?
Not going to happen this week, though. Not going to happen this week. Okay. This is a score or less, a major score or less, I think. And you're right; they have been. They are the toughest team at home officially this year. Statistically,
well, I agree. It'll probably be closer, and just making a point about how dominant they are and at their home field. So, and I wouldn't be surprised to see them give New England some trouble when they go in against them next week too, if they win this game.
Okay. So that's the one we agree on. So you can feel the love there. And finally, we've got the last game, the late game on Sunday. San Francisco going into Green Bay. And I just have a little mathematical equation that I put together this week here for you. It's cueing the playoff run here because you know what? I'm sorry. I even went out and got the uniform this week. I didn't think it was going to be too hard to wrap my leg up around the top of that couch.
Yeah.
Right? And probably not fit for the family. It's good for one game. Let me tell you, buddy, I only wear my socks one day at a time. And I bought 4 pairs. Do the math. So, Eddie Lacy plus Aaron Rodgers plus Lambeau at sub-zero temperatures. Did you see the weather report for this game?
I did not.
Yeah, well, let me tell you something. The cheese is going to keep pretty good that week in Lambeau. Sub-zero temperatures equals Packers win. Aaron Rodgers spoke about this week. He said, you know what? We practice in this. We play in this. And he looked pretty good coming off of the bench last week after that clavicle injury.
Yeah, offensively they're doing really well.
Okay. Well, you know what? Clay Matthews, don't know if he's been ruled out for this game yet or not. I know he's got the broken thumb, but it's going to take a lot to hold him back. If he can strap that thing, he's going to be in there. But I just think, and I've been saying this all year long, they've come up with big defensive games. They've found ways to win. And balance is the key. Without Aaron Rodgers, Lacy did remarkable things on the ground, and they've been sort of trying to solve that running back question now for a couple of years, since Green. And now they've got something, and now they've got a quarterback that can get the job done in a 2-minute drill, who is a master of the football field, one of the top, an elite quarterback in Aaron Rodgers, and he's ready to play. I feel bad for San Francisco in the cold weather. I don't think there's going to be a lot of Kaepernicking going on, I got to be honest with you. Is this a cakewalk? By no stretch of the imagination. I just think at the end of the day, the blood and guts and the grit, Green Bay wins this game at home. It's Lambeau Field, baby.
And blood and guts and grit, so we're talking about defense here. And Green Bay Packers defense is nowhere near the level of the San Francisco 49ers defense. Matter of fact, Green Bay has given up, over the last 6 games, an average of 31 points per game against. And that's not good defense. And San Francisco has gone out, they're on a 6-game winning streak coming into this game. They have committed 3 turnovers in those 6 games, and they forced 9. So they're winning the turnover battles, the defensive battles, and I think that San Francisco is. I do respect that Green Bay is putting it together, but I think San Francisco just has a little bit more a better team.
I just think they're going to give.
Green Bay right now.
Yeah, I'd say in the first quarter, Aaron Rodgers has trouble with them, and then they make the adjustments. As a matter of fact, I won't even give him to the second half. I think he makes the adjustments, and in the second quarter, that team starts to pull ahead.
I think Rodgers throws 2 key picks in this game.
I say Rodgers picks his teeth twice after throwing
2
touchdown
key
passes.
picks for Aaron Rodgers. There you go.
We'll see. Anyway, that's the 4 games this week. Now, of course, amongst all that muck and mar, myself and him have to pick a player of the week for Wildcard Week, and certainly a team of the week. So stick around, we'll tell you all about it.
Hey, we're back again. We're going to make our picks for Week 1 Wild Card, Player of the Week, Team of the Week. What do you like?
LeSean McCoy. If they're going to win, if Philly's going to win, LeSean McCoy has a huge game. He has a career day. So, yeah, I'm picking McCoy to figure in that win over the Saints. Who do you like?
I like Aldon Smith, San Francisco 49ers defensive end. He's going to go in and give Aaron Rodgers all kind of trouble. I like him for a couple of sacks in this game and to be in Rodgers' face all day.
Yeah, with an AK-47. But that's okay. Good call. Next we've got Team of the Week. And, of course, I guess I can't go anywhere, but I'm picking the Kansas City Chiefs to go into Indianapolis and beat the Colts at home. So I guess I'm going to go with the Chiefs on this one. I think they put all this together, and we won't worry about the 3rd down conversions, like I said. I mean, if Jamal Charles runs for 5 yards every time he picks up the ball, do the math. Anyway, who do you like?
Well, as long as he's going with the Kansas City Chiefs, I think I'll go with the Indianapolis Colts as my Team of the Week. I think that they're putting it together at the right time. They're a dangerous team right now. They're certainly playing great on defense, and I think that they're going to give KC all they can handle. Good football game. Indy wins it.
Lots of luck with that. There you have it, folks. That's our picks for this week for the wild card, and we'll be back next week to see how things go when we roll in. We've got our wild cards decided, and the rest of the playoff picture. Shorter shows now for going on, but we will continue right on through Super Bowl. Make sure you put your picks up on the website, and thanks for those who've already contributed. Shout out to everybody who's watching us. Remember, you can still watch us on, or you can still see us on Facebook with the I-Formation. Please give us a like and spread the word. We also have Twitter at @the_I_formation, so you can follow us there. And certainly we have more subscriptions this week to our YouTube channel, slowly building that bank as well. And you can email us at theiformation@gmail.com if you have any kind of questions, concerns, you want to talk to us about football, we're all about that. So thanks again for this week. Anything else to add, my friend?
You said no.
I said it all. So, okay, well, thanks for watching. And until next week, it's good night for me.
And it's good night from him. Have fun.